Well, that's why I started Hobbyismist. Hobbyism is the practice of being devoted to hobbies or having a commitment to a hobby.
There really is no excuse to go outside unless you're smoking a cigarette, which is totally not true, but that's the way I see it.
Yeah, I know that you've been sick with a cold lately. I've been like trying to come down with something. My body's like fighting something severe. I've just been like real slow and sluggish, but not like super um symptomatic at the moment.
Yes, I got something on, I think it was Thursday, which made a lot of sense because I had been caught up in the holiday spirit and I had, been indulging in also like, gatherings, eating all sorts of things, drinking all sorts of things, sharing cigarettes with strangers, vapes with strangers. I mean, like I was basically licking doorknobs, you know, and like I had really been in almost like an isolation the past year because I lived up in the suburbs. Like I just live with my mom. We're like clean freaks. And like now that I moved and I live in a more suburban, no, a more urban area, there's
Mhm.
more opportunities to meet people and like go out and stuff. So I had been kind of doing that, leaning into it, which has been really fun. But I knew that I had to be cutting back a little bit and stay more low key. And I didn't because I had a surgery scheduled for December 27th. And it was like this light at the end of the tunnel that I was preparing for in every single way except for staying in the house. And then, yeah, I woke up with a cold. And by the end of the day, like right at 5 o'clock, I was like, I'm just going to call the doctor's office and tell them, hey, I have, I sounded really bad on the phone. I was like, I think I have a cold. They're like, yeah, you have a cold and you can't do the surgery because, your immune system needs to be normal because you're going to undergo surgery. And I was like, okay. And so they canceled it, which I almost was like kind of relieved. At the same time, life is on pause right now because I had like really planned everything for this day, and now we're on December 30th, and I just feel like limbo. But like my dad and my grandma said, God's timing is perfect, so don't trip.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes the universe does things for your own protection. Yeah, that's a bummer. Did they, when you went to go schedule it, I feel like they were able to at least schedule you pretty quickly, so maybe the reschedule process won't be as bad.
For sure. I think we scheduled at the beginning of December,
Yeah.
and that was quick, like within a month. So, and then on Friday, I think they were out of the office, but I must have called like 5 times, like see if somebody would answer to talk about the rescheduling, but I don't think anybody was there.
5 times.
Just like, oh, I want to stay on top of it. Then I was like, am I really sick? Am I actually sick? Did I just make that up as a way to avoid the surgery? But me and my roommate definitely got sick. Like we've been coughing up a storm. Like I think I'm on the verge of bronchitis or pneumonia. Like I gotta hit up the primary care doctor today.
No, bummer.
I'm used to. I've been sick since like November,
Damn.
and because I have asthma and I'm a smoker, every time I get sick, like I get bronchitis. Which is slightly
Yeah,
concerning.
that's no bueno.
Yeah, I'm not great. So, are you going out the house today or staying in the house?
We're gonna see what happens with my vision.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to go to the office today. Today's supposed to be like the one day that the office is like seeing only 3 patients instead of 40. So we're supposed to be deep cleaning the office and training. And I've got all this stuff that I have to get done today. And I woke up with kaleidoscope vision. So That's great. So I'm gonna have to be sitting here hydrating as much as I can because, yeah, kaleidoscope vision for me is a precursor to a migraine, and usually hydration can battle my migraines pretty well. So, mm, bummer.
Yeah, it's not something you can drive with, right?
Yeah, I cannot drive with kaleidoscope vision. Not at
That
all.
makes
There's
sense.
like a whole bar in my vision. It's like a little ribbon across my screen.
Trust your
It is
screen.
all kaleidoscope.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
not. I mean, who? It's funny because a lot of people have like put really big things in between the 25th and the 32nd, the 31st of December. And it's like you and I have been sharing memes. Like this time is so weird, such a blur. Now everybody's either sick or you know what I mean? Like it's catching
Yeah.
up to us. And it's been a tough fucking year. And I think like, you know, I think a lot of people are just checked out, like either emotionally, psychologically, or indulging in like alcohol and substances, and myself included. It's just been a really tough year. So like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel like a train wreck. I feel totally. I'm like I think I told you. I'm just trying to lean into the constants, like our podcast, my therapy appointments, my basic morning routines, and then by the end of the day, I'm like, totally dysregulated.
Yeah, girl.
Like I just need my bed. Like
Yeah.
safely.
No, I've been a bit of a roller coaster. Um, yeah, no, I worked on the 23rd. I'm supposed to work today and then once on the 2nd and then back to normal schedule from the 6th. So I felt like 3 days out of like 3 weeks wasn't bad, right? Or 3 days out of 2-ish weeks or something. But yeah. So, and the days off, I have previously talked about how I wanted to clean my environment. And, like, I got a little bit over there done, but I wasn't trying to, like, stress about it for this, right? Like, I feel like there's gonna be some people who probably watch this who's gonna be like, "What the fuck, girl? Like, this is supposed to be, like, aesthetically pleasing, but this is real. This is reality." So, I decided to just, listen to my body and my soul and just, like, embrace the no responsibilities day. But I was a bit of an asshole because, I really avoided Christmas shopping this year. I was, like, emotionally not interested in being in any store. I didn't wanna go anywhere. I didn't want to I felt like I would very easily fall into, like, a spending, like, depression spending, on it when I don't have the funds to do that. So I avoided it, and then Christmas morning came, and I only had, like, 2 small presents to give my husband, and I felt like such an asshole because he's so caring, and he takes incredible care of me, and he's constantly, like, behind me, supporting me, and here I'm like, "Here's a Carhartt vest and a Farmer's Almanac for 2025 because I thought you'd like that." Ugh. So then I was just mood swingy after delivering those presents and not feeling like I'm enough.
I know.
Sad.
Been there. I was there this year too. Last year too. Last year was hard. I really had like $20 in my bank account last Christmas. And like that was heartbreaking. I hated it. This year I had a little bit more, and I did like Christmas Eve. I did all my Christmas shopping on Christmas Eve in like the span of an hour,
Ooh,
and
nice.
I went to Ulta because you remember I told you I'd quit Ulta, but then that same day I had used like my employee discount code on the website, and I was like, this is like the Friday before Christmas, and I was like, okay, well, at least it still worked, and like my brother's cologne that he wanted, and my mom's like Bobby Brown thing. I was like, like one and one, like that's it. So you're getting like one nice thing. Like sometimes I prefer volume, like oh a lot of shit, but sometimes like one nice thing can. I was like, this is gonna be a one nice thing Christmas, not a volume little gifts. So then like that was like Friday that I put the order in. I stayed up really late, like, and I had to put in some stuff for myself too. And then like on Monday morning, I think I'm looking through my emails because I never checked it again. It said order cancel. And I was like, who the fuck canceled my
What?
order? And real explanation, nothing. I was like, oh my goodness. Because I had just in the back of my mind been like, I already solved Christmas. Turns out I hadn't solved Christmas. And then I kind of had like a mental breakdown for a little bit. And then I think this actually might have been like Christmas morning or Christmas Eve morning. My roommate like was kind of on the same boat as me, like nobody's getting presents. But then at last minute it was like, that's shitty. Like, let me go get some gift cards. Like everybody was feeling the same way. Like, like it's that like the one day that you have to show appreciation. And the worst is like they're gonna get you presents, so like it really feels horrible. Get them. Whatever. So then we went, he's like, I'm just gonna do gift cards. So we went here to the closest shopping center and there was an Ulta there. I got the same presents that I had ordered online, my brother's Versace perfume, my mom's Bobbi Brown lip gloss. You know, I refrained from getting myself a present because I really did want to get this one perfume that I really like, but I didn't. And I got a few like filler gifts for my mom because I had just gotten her the one lipstick. I got her like a dry brush that I has really been helping me like wake up in the morning. Those like dry, I don't know,
Oh,
those with the
yeah.
bristly brushes. It's
Oh,
what it's like Indian Ayurveda, and it's supposed to help the circulation. I know she has trouble getting up in the morning, so I got her one of that, and I got her like this like eucalyptus wake up spray that you spray in the shower, and it like the
mm.
aromatherapy like wakes you up in the morning.
Well, that
So I got
sounds
her,
so good.
yeah, I was like that'll help her, like because she has issues like waking up in the morning and going. So I was like, okay, that's good. And I got her brother the perfume, which is, well, I got him the small one. They get the big one, got the small one, but still. And it was like the Versace. I'll tell you later why he wanted the Versace. And then so I go up to pay, and I'm thinking here like, fuck, I'm gonna have to pay full price for this shit. But I was going through my Ulta, like, as a not as an employee, so as a customer, I was looking for the discount codes because they are really into discount codes, which is a total scam. It's just like psychological to get you to go.
Totally.
Yeah, like oh, God, you got this week's barcode. It's a total like people are still into that. It works for them, and it works for us, me too. When I go up, I give her my phone number and she pulls me up and she says, oh, are you an employee here? And I was like, yes. And so I still showed up as an employee. And so she goes, okay, so your ID. So she saw my ID, she verified it, and she gave me like my 25% discount, which is
Hell
great.
yeah. Hell yeah.
So it was like a pleasant surprise because I was all like, damn it, I'm gonna have to pay full price for this shit. I was all Grinch.
And you
I was
got
in
like
Grinch
even
mode.
better. Did the app, when you did it online, did that register you as an employee?
Yes, because at Ulta, what they do is at the beginning of each month, they send you two um, discount codes that are
Mm.
unique to your employee ID, and you can use them when you shop online. But the only
Mm.
two, so you can only do like two online orders a month. Um, so yeah, I had applied it online, but going in person, I thought like surely they had taken me out of the system already. It's only like 3 or 4 days after it was my last day, but it worked. I was so happy. I was like,
That's cool.
it was cool. It was like a pleasant surprise. And then we went to like Walmart and we got like some cool like wrapping stuff. I got like the gay pride like wrapping stuff just to like annoy my family.
Just
And
a
like
poke a button.
yeah, exactly. Just to, make people uncomfortable, whatever. And yeah, then like my roommate too, like he got his little like gift cards. Didn't have them at Walmart, so went to like the grocery store. I got my mom tulips. My mom's easy. She likes tulips. Like
Ooh,
for every occasion, I was like red for Christmas. Done.
I love it. That's cool.
Yeah. And
I
then
like
that
how
was
your
it.
mom's so like simple in that sense. Like tulips, easy, always. Bobby Brown, easy, always.
I'm grateful for that. I was like making fun of her for just buying Bobby Brown, but I was like, that made it easy. Like, so I could go to one counter.
Totally.
And like I already know her makeup bag pretty well. So I was like, I know she doesn't have this. So boop.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was cool. And then, I broke down because in the last podcast I had said that we hadn't called each other. And like my
Mm.
brother had texted me like at 11 p.m. the day before Christmas Eve, like, yo, you coming tomorrow? So he was the one that reached out, which was such a surprise.
Oh, that's so good.
And I was like, in the morning, I was like, oh, yay, like, yeah, I'm coming. And they pulled off an operation, my mom and my brother. Everything I talked about in the previous episode about all our traditions, they did that times like 10.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
they're really, we do work well together. I think my brother definitely has a talent for, making food and dessert. Like, there's some potential there. I don't know what, but there's definitely, like, they made three desserts. They
Wow.
made a cheesecake with like the topping. They made a tres leches. And my brother put coffee in tres leches. Have you ever had that
Ooh.
combination? That was crazy. Like he's putting coffee in everything right now, which is kind of crazy. But a coffee tres leches and then another pumpkin tres leches. Like three desserts
Dang.
plus the basic spread, like the traditional Venezuelan spread. And again, I did nothing but hit my vape. My brother was, don't smoke inside. I was like, fine, I'll go into the other room and smoke inside.
You brat.
Yeah, it was such a brat. And I wasn't cooking either. I was just sitting on the couch, like playing the YouTube videos. Like, I was like, well, at least I'll put the music on. And then it was like 3 o'clock, and I was like, all right, when are we eating? They go 10 o'clock. I'm like, we're eating at 10. It's 3. So then I just took a nap. So I time traveled between like 4 and like 9:30 p.m. It was like sick time
Yeah,
travel. And then when I woke up, it
totally.
was time to eat.
Yes, the best.
Yeah, that was it though. And then
Hmm.
at midnight, we opened the gifts. That was cool. Oh, I got to show what my mom got me. She knows me.
Oh, how cool.
3 modes.
Ooh, look at us.
It's nice and
Oh,
high.
how
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. So that was cool.
That's why your lighting looks so good today.
Yeah, I've been playing around a little bit, and my brother got me the fuzziest, coziest like sandals, probably from Ross. This is like his go-to store, and they're amazing, so soft.
Ooh, those are
And
cute.
and he also got me shower steamers, which are great. They're like little
Ooh.
tablets, like and like so I'll have backup as like eucalyptus mint, and it shower steams.
And it goes
And
on the floor, right?
yeah, I just stick it on the floor, and it just like
That's
really
cool.
nice to like
Oh,
bath.
those are great too for when you're sick. Open you up.
Exactly. That eucalyptus
Mm,
get everything flowing. So it was good. And
that's
then in the morning, the stocking, which I that's the one thing I did forget, the stocking.
the
Because my
stocking.
mom,
Is that what you
you
said?
know, the stocking is like the only thing that we open in the morning
Oh yeah.
because like Santa filled it. And then like I felt bad because my mom like filled everybody's stocking, including herself.
Mm,
Like
my mom
shit.
always has to do her own stocking too. So sad.
I know. I did fall short there, but hey, noted for next year.
I know, I was just thinking, when's the next year I'm gonna go to my parents for Christmas? I need to put a reminder in my calendar. Fill mom's stocking.
No, and let's start early. That way it doesn't feel like a mountain,
Yeah. I
you know?
considered going to my 2025 planner and making note for like October to start planning people's presents.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great, you know? Especially if you can have like a little budget for it and then find things on
Mhm.
sale or like when you're just out and about, just start building it up, especially because you're going somewhere, so you definitely can't be like last minute.
Exactly.
Like you gotta like start making that suitcase early.
Oh, no kidding. I know I was so bad this year because usually I'm even good at like crafting things for people instead. And nope, all the crafting I did was for myself. Very selfish.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm gonna go fill my water. I'll be right
Okay,
back.
yeah, you need to do that.
A few moments later.
I just decided to get a size upgrade so that I don't have
Good
to
job. That's
leave
good.
again.
Your blankie
Oh
on. Where's my blankie?
my God,
My
I'm
blankie.
so cold.
Yeah, same. That's your blankie. This little pad is like my savior. It's so little too. Like
Look,
I really,
a little heating pad.
yeah. Like I'm with him. Like we spent every night together. Past year and a half. Like
I
no
love
nights
that.
off.
I have a space
Even
heater
in,
behind me,
ah,
but it doesn't like fan it out. It just like heats the air around it.
oh, was it like those radiator ones?
Yeah, kind of like a new age radiator.
Yeah, those ones are off. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The ones I'm used to are like fans, like hot fans.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't have those. So what are some articles you've been reading in the recent week?
Good question. I have been reading, I guess, I don't remember right now, but something I can report that is a little bit new to me in terms of media is watching the Joe Rogans kind of passively because my roommate watches Joe Rogan
Uh-huh.
and I just it piques my interest because I know a lot of men watch it as like religiously and as a
Totally.
religion.
Totally.
Not to say it like that. I'm not trying to be a hater because I'm leaving the hater days in the past, and it's actually interesting because it gives you an insight on kind of like the male psyche at the moment and where their heads at are. Because that's always interesting to me. Even like for news outlets, sometimes I try to just at least try to watch some news outlets that I wouldn't traditionally watch just to kind of understand like where they're at, you know, because now in my 30s, I'm trying to be a little bit more understanding, trying to understand how people arrive to the conclusions that they arrive to, even though I would personally never arrive there. So the Joe Rogan has been interesting to just see where they're at in terms of the men. Um,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
smart. I like that.
yeah, because oh my gosh, especially like the guy I was dating, the one that ghosted me after Wicked, he was really into Joe Rogan, and that was kind of like he was gonna die on that hill that Joe Rogan um, that he what was the one thing that he said? Oh, it was something like Joe Rogan is impartial to the people that he invites all sorts of people on the podcast and gives them all a platform. So that to him indicated that Joe Rogan was an open-minded person. And I was like, yeah, but Joe Rogan still decides who comes on his podcast. Like there's still always going to be an inherent bias because he chooses who he invites. And he's like, no, 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 but he invites people from all sectors. I'm like, you know what? That's a losing battle. Like this guy really watched Joe Rogan religiously, and you know, I don't know. It's concerning that a lot of men watch Joe Rogan so religiously because like even just watching it with my roommate who's going to college right now and he's really well educated in history, like a lot of things they say are factually inaccurate and like they don't fact check themselves.
No, that's sad.
Yeah, yeah. And they just I have to take it as truth and move on. Because like and they have like one episode where they're just like smoking, drinking. One guy's doing whippets. Like
During an episode?
during an episode, yeah.
Well, that's tacky.
I didn't try it.
Ooh.
It's odd. It's odd. It's concerning. Um, it's like this, like just celebration. Like, to me, Joe Rogan is like the male version of celebrity worship, which they make fun of women for like being obsessed with the Kardashians or Bella Hadid or something. But it's like you guys do the exact same thing with the Joe Rogan. Like
Yeah.
that's celebrity worship to me. And yeah, and like when it comes to what I'm reading, I've recently discovered the website Substack,
Mm,
which is kind of cool. It's giving like it's like a blog platform, and I found like some professors I used to like from UC Berkeley. They have
mm,
articles, and then just a few people that there's like one woman on Instagram that she's teaches singing and like the importance of singing just to like emotionally regulate and not to judge yourself while you're singing just as kind of like a tool to wellness. You can think of it as like music therapy.
ooh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
So I've
You
been kind
sent
of
me
exploring that.
something once on Substack, like an invitation. Could you send me another one? I want to
Yeah,
check
I
it
can.
out.
And I've written like two or three blog posts on Substack myself. And I was wanting to make it like a weekly thing because writing to me is a way to think through things and get my mind
Yeah.
processed,
Yeah.
especially like different topics. But I have the issue that I'm interested in so many different fucking topics and so many different projects that I cannot like my ADHD is raging when it comes to like special interests. Like I don't know. Like and
Yeah.
it's actually bringing me like stress.
Well, that's why I started Hobbyismist, which is like
I
a
like
very,
hobbies.
yeah, it's just like literally my Instagram blog of all the hobbies that I do. Like, so the reason why I chose hobbyismist is because hobbyism aims to establish itself as oh wait, hold on. Just kidding. One second. Hobbyism is the practice of being devoted to hobbies or having a commitment to a hobby. So I am a hobbyismist because I am devoted to having hobbies.
That's where I am at too. I'm at that point too right now. I'm devoted to having hobbies.
Yeah.
I'm devoted to my special interests. What stresses me out though is like I don't know. I don't know what stresses me out. But that's a good like compromise. I'm committed to my hobbies and I don't know exact me, I still have that type A thing where it's like I want to like get shit done and be productive even within my hobbies and maybe that's like some structure that I need to like banish and not apply it to the hobbies because it's unnatural.
Mm.
Although sometimes it could be natural because there's one author that I really like. Her name is Isabel Allende, and I went to see her give like a talk at University of San Diego, and she's written some of like the biggest books in Latin American literature, right? And she wrote her first novel, like she says that she wrote it in her kitchen, like in pen and paper, and that was her one of her biggest novels. And she says that to write her novels, every January 1st, she starts a new novel and she makes herself write like every day starting on January 1st. Like sit down and fucking write. And like that structure leads to like a novel every
Hmm.
year. So it's like she has like some kind of, because she said if she doesn't set aside that time, if she doesn't force herself to sit down and write, like nothing will come.
Yeah.
So she kind of has like some sort of like structure to the madness,
Mm.
which I thought was
Yeah, that's
cool.
cool. Yeah, I struggle finishing projects. So I embrace my ADHD in my hobbies, and I just have like endless projects. So depending on which uh, craft my stemming desires each day, um, is the one that I work on. So I do like the bejeweling, I do crochet, I like to make cards, I love to make purses, all kinds of things. So whatever I'm in the mood for is what I work on. And I just allow myself to not worry or stress about finishing it or making it perfect. Well, actually, I do actually really enjoy the perfectionism of it. I enjoy
It's your craft. It's
it's
your
okay, I
craft.
can't lie.
Yeah, it's your craft. Yeah, that's really cool.
So
And
I
I
think
was,
if you just embrace the idea that you can have multiple hobbies, maybe it'll help you like break through.
yeah, no, and it's been really nice to add it to my like personality or just
Mhm.
my who I am. Like I have hobbies, you know?
Yeah,
And actually that the hobbies, calling it a hobby helps me not be such a perfectionist. Like I don't
yeah,
have to be perfect at it because it's my hobby.
exactly.
It's just something that I do. It's like me with practicing music. I also use that as that's my hobby.
That's good.
Like, and I can kind of just like hop around my hobbies. And that helps me like entertain myself throughout the day. Like let's play music for 20 minutes and then like switch to the dotting. It's like the issue I'm having right now is like this one desk that I have is like filled to the brim with like makeup and beauty. And like it's like I need a whole nother fucking desk, like for like you know what I
Get
mean?
those get those
Like there's
mini
not a
IKEA desks.
okay, definitely because like for instance, I just got this. I really needed this,
Ooh.
right? But like all my drawers are like makeup and hair, but there's no drawer for this stuff.
Yeah.
Where does this go?
Do you have shelves like any single stacks?
This would be a good spot to like stick a shelf maybe for like a different category. I think I
Mm,
have to like get Scandinavian with it, like start organizing on the walls, like small space, you know?
That and start looking at like Facebook Marketplace and see if anybody in your area is giving away any like temporary shelves for free while you try to find the one that works best for you.
Yeah, for sure. I was like, I know Christina would know what to do because I know you have a lot of different, like, you need tools for each craft and I know you have a whole room and I'm so envious.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes more space is worse because then it just becomes filled.
Totally.
So I'm curious, have you caught wind of the like CIA releasing the astral projection?
No.
Really? Yeah, so I have mildly been taking note of things that I have been seeing and wanted to discuss. So I want to let you know that your homework for the next week is to look into how the CIA casually released documents saying that we are an energy hologram and astral projection is real. And supposedly these documents were released on Christmas. But I haven't actually like looked into it. I've only seen memes and reels about it.
Okay, for sure. I'll look into that. Also, I'll give you something. Did you hear that the carbon sink, like the carbon cycle is failing? Yeah, that was also like big news, and like everybody was like, "Ah, next." And it's like that's a huge issue.
Carbon? What is a carbon cycle?
The carbon cycle, like you exhale carbon dioxide, and then the plants consume the carbon dioxide and create oxygen again. Like the natural carbon cycle that circulates carbon dioxide and carbon through the atmosphere, the biosphere. For some reason, there was like an article, like the scientists were like, "Hey guys, like the carbon cycle is failing," and
Ooh.
like people again, like people like were like, "Okay, next topic." Just
Dang.
wait, and I also want to know why were there 4 plane accidents in the span of like 48 hours?
4 plane accidents? Is that what you just said?
Yes, there was
No.
one in South Korea, one in like Germany, um, 2 other ones, and they're all like related to Boeing.
Ooh.
Yeah, 4 plane accidents. You didn't see this? Our
No.
algorithm, our
I haven't
algorithms.
even really been on my phone.
How did
I
you
mean,
hear about the astral projections?
I've been like deep diving into hobbies. So like when I'm on my Instagram, it's like on the hobby page, just watching people crochet.
Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna look
Um,
into the astral projection.
what was the last thing that you just said about?
The the planes
Oh
or the
yeah,
carbon
planes.
cycle.
You said they were Boeing, right?
From what I understand, I think I'm not an expert. I was gonna say like Boeing makes all the airplanes on the world, but that can't be true. But I think they're definitely a major manufacturer. Um, yeah, a lot of plane accidents.
All right, I got it.
All right, so we got homework.
Are you doing anything unique for New Year's? Do you have any ideas?
For New Year's, kind of the same thing, just with family. I heard we're going to a restaurant because somebody's relative or husband is playing music, like live music. So I'm going to that.
Oh,
That's it.
that's cool.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Do you know
Um,
the style of music?
I'm assuming it's Latin music. It's probably like salsa or flamenco or something.
That'll be
Um,
fun.
yeah, that'll be nice. That'd be cool. I just got like told about it yesterday when I saw my family because they helped me empty out my storage unit, which is a bunch of just boxes of crap and trash. But it's my
Usually how
trash.
the last load goes.
It's like we brought everything here, and then I went like 50% of the shit that we brought to the house. I'm like, this is just trash. Like, why was I storing this for 3 years? The human
Crickets.
experience is mostly trash. Being alive and accumulating trash,
Yeah. If only you saw how much is around me.
right? It's like, God, if I died today, it'd be so embarrassing. People going through my shit. Like, wow, this big child.
That makes sense as to why my parents have been like hyper cleaning their house for the past few years since they lost both of their parents. They're like,
Yeah,
yeah, we need to clean up our life. I was like, oh
yeah,
no, don't get rid of that. I want to see that after you pass. Leave that there.
You say that now. It's crazy. And I wonder how Americans compare to other cultures because we definitely have consumerism rampant in our DNA, in our social DNA. You know, like
Yeah.
there's nobody like my mom, like come home from like Ross and like TJ Maxx and Home Goods, with just like more shit to decorate with. Like we really need to keep decorating. You've been decorating for the past 30 years of my life. Like enough is enough. But no, she'll find more shit, more gadgets. And it's like I know I'm like maybe like at 60% of what she is in terms of consuming, but that's still pretty high. And like
That's
it
funny.
stresses me out. It stresses me out to consume things, but it's like it's just part of our DNA.
Do you like to thrift instead?
Yeah, but you can get into the same thing. Because
Oh,
there was
totally.
a moment where I was like, I'm better because I'm thrifting. But I would come home with bags of clothes and bags of shit, and it's like, is that better? I don't know. But I also like know that there's issues with the minimalist lifestyle too. So I try not to be too extreme in anything, but it is just something to be like kind of somewhat conscious of.
Yeah. Yeah, I try to my idea in life is I really want minimalist style storage and the ability to accumulate whatever my heart desires. But at the same time, like do it in a thrifting fashion, right? Do it as hand-me-downs, use it as like Facebook Marketplace free things, like not try to overindulge in the financial burdens of spending, right? Consumerism, but at like a you know, an
Yeah, totally.
affordable route.
And
And
because
then
you're
this way
taking
it's
into
also
account.
easier to let go of things too, right? You're not spending all this money and it takes away part of that like burden and attachment.
Yeah, like fuck, I spent $40 on this. 'Cause, like you'll hold on to something because you spent $40 on it, even if it's trash, because it's 40
Totally.
bucks. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, I love free piles and like that's a big culture in the Bay Area, like free piles. It's not so much in SoCal because we're like caught up in like SoCal culture, but like it's more granola up there, so people are really into like free piles. And like you
That's
can really
cool.
it's
Describe a
cool.
free pile.
A free pile is like somebody's moving and like they just put all the stuff that they don't want to take with them like in front of their house on the sidewalk, and it's
Mm,
called a free pile. And like also because it's like a university town, there's a lot of free piles, and like you can find some really good stuff like on move out
yeah.
day, or it's just like a culture thing. Like there's no shame in free piling and like and stopping the car and like, hey, let's look through this free pile. Like see them
Yeah.
everywhere, you know. And you don't really see that here too much because
Yeah,
I'm
you're
very
right.
image driven here in SoCal,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. I never called it free pile. I like that name, but that would be like how I was raised. Like that's my parents. They're constantly pulling over to like pick shit up off the side of the road. My first place that I rented when I moved out of my parents' house was completely furnished from a man who had recently passed away and his children needed to sell and flip the house like ASAP. And I pulled over on the side of the road to pick up like a fake toy kid drum set that was metal, like the old school one. And the woman came out and they gave me like 5 recliners, 3 full bed sets, like queen bed set with matching dresser sets, all wooden from like the 50s and before, 20s
Wow.
maybe, I don't know. This like
Yeah.
giant map, like legit, my first house was like fully furnished for free.
With like legit old school real
Yeah.
stuff.
My parents still have one of the bed frame sets.
Yeah. It must have been good quality for it to
It
stick
was.
around so long. Yeah. They don't
Yeah,
make shit like they used to.
dude, no.
Oh, and there is one way. There's kind of here there is a lot of old folk that are kind of like in that situation. But it's like called estate sales.
Mm,
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like you go into the house and like it's pretty much furnished, and like you can just start like grabbing shit from like
yeah.
a fully furnished house. It's either like an old lady that was taken to a home or they passed away.
Yeah. I
Those
love
that's
estate sale days.
yeah, that's definitely a thing here. More so than like the free pile thing
Yeah.
because it's more
But
like
estate sales here are expensive.
I can imagine that. Like especially if they had like really nice things and the people who are selling it are greedy. But the one I went to like a while ago, like a month ago, they weren't greedy at all. Like you could just kind of like make a pile and like stuff shit in there and they'd be like, okay, like 30-40 bucks for like the pile. And then just like,
Oh,
you
that's
know,
cool.
yeah,
Those-
I think it depends on the seller. Because some sellers do like try to like nickel and dime you for everything. But this lady had like stuck like a crystal thing like underneath. She didn't even see it. She was like, whatever, 20 bucks for that whole pile. And I was like, thanks.
I love it.
And I got a bunch of like crystal shit like this. Like I got a lot of things like this, like just
Oh,
glass crystal stuff,
oh, I love that.
right? And like the old ladies back in the day had shit ton of like random like fuck.
Oh,
That's what I'm
those are
talking about.
great. Those are the kind
Yeah.
of things that I desire thrifting and like redecorating, like bejeweling that or like customizing
Mhm.
it and then like selling it. I want to do that so badly.
Let's do it. Let's make 2025 the year of hobbyism and making art and selling art.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down.
Super fun. Oh, we gotta make our link tree. Don't forget.
Oh yeah, yeah, totally.
I'm gonna work on that today. I have so much to do. I have like literally like 10 piles of laundry to wash today. And have to
Oof,
go to the laundromat because we don't have one
gross.
there. So gross. So gross. So
Well, I think I'm not feeling very well, so I think I'm gonna have to depart soon.
yes, let's depart. And thank you for doing your makeup with me, even though I just did. Oh, it's dark. There we go.
It is dark. Your makeup looks beautiful.
Thank you. This is like the light beat, but everyday beat.
I like it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go smoke a cig, even though I'm sick.
Mm. Just be gentle.
I will. I won't like inhale. Like, I won't inhale profusely. I
Yeah,
just like going outside. Like there really is no excuse to go outside unless you're smoking a cigarette, which is totally not true, but that's the way I see it. Like, why go outside? If you don't have a dog or a cigarette, there's no reason to go outside. Unless you're just a
right?
weirdo. Just like, let me just grab some air, stretch my balls outside.
That's funny.
Okay, I love you so much. I will see you in the new year.
Oh yeah. See you next
Let
year,
let
bitch.
but yeah. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'll talk to you on the internet.
Yeah, have a good day.
You too. Ciao, mama.
Bye.
Bye.